Hello, this is Ollie, and we are going to be talking about Enchanted today. This is one of my favorite series and longest running as well. Going on for a good amount of years. I would like to say 2. I hope that's right. Before we get into the actual video, let's have a quick What Am I Drawing segment. We are drawing some photos of the Enchanted characters, but more specifically, we are drawing 4 members of the cast, not including Amber, in a little campsite. Either way, let's get right on into the video, and I hope you enjoy. For the first part, for where Enchanted started. First, even remnants. Enchanted, even existing, is from a Minecraft skin that I made when I was younger, and with that, I ended up making lore for that Minecraft skin. And I had a lot of fun doing it. The Minecraft skin was of Amber. Editing, Ollie, put a photo of Amber on the screen, please. But from that lore I made for Enchanted, and from those remnants, that is where it was first born. Now we are at the second part, the reboot. When this happened, it was in a stalemate with making Enchanted. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't having fun making it anymore. And I just started working on other series. I've talked about those other series, or at least one of them. Another one I might bring up later on, but it's kind of a series that is left in the gutter. And it wouldn't be the first one I left in the gutter either. One day, I ended up finding a couple videos from a YouTuber I like, and with those videos, it inspired me to recreate Enchanted. But before that, rolling back, I was just making some Pokemon OCs because I was really into Pokemon at the time. I don't know why I'm saying at the time, I'm still really into Pokemon, but that's besides the point. Once again, when I made the reboot, this is kind of how we got the story so far. I'm going to point out the things that were changed and the things that were kept the same. First, how the system of the world worked. This is a big one. Pretty much this whole thing was changed. Go into the coven system. This is a thing that was kind of not at all kept the same. It was not even kept at all. Instead of having covens, which that's pretty explanatory. Covens are a witch thing. The whole series was witch themed in the beginning. Either way, covens were overhauled with districts, which worked better for the world building of the world of Enchanted. Another thing that was added is having actual monsters, because in the original script, it was humans. There were witches and humans, and they really didn't get along, at all. So instead of having that, we have humans against mimi's, which mimi's are kind of magical discharge from the Fae, which there are Fae in this story. And with that, we have magical discharge from them using their powers. And that magical discharge and all of those monsters are one of the catalysts for the story in general, and why my characters are trying to get into the Fae world and stop what is happening, because with them all having different connections to the districts, it's going to be a mix of hard and easy for some. It was not as hard, and it won't be as hard, hopefully, for Allie to get the Fire District Keystone, but I guess we'll have to see for the rest. Knows what might happen when they're trying to get those keystones. As for what the keystones are kind of a magical lock that are a gift from the humans to the Fae, or more accurately, a gift from the Fae to the humans to keep other humans out of their realm. So those keys were given to each district leader. After them, and so forth, going from district leader to district leader until the current script of Enchanted is happening. But things have happened in that time span. I guess we're going to have to find out as we go along the ride with these guys. Now I'm going to go over what has changed about some of the characters. Well, only 2 actually. So let's go over that super quickly. We have Allie, who is a very adventurous spirit now. She will basically do anything for an adventure. And I mean anything. Honestly, I could imagine her tackling a bull for all we know. But her younger sister Aizen, on the other hand, hates adventuring. She would rather stay in the safety of the district. I wonder how she managed to get herself roped up in this adventure. Actually interesting how either of the sisters managed to get themselves into this predicament, especially because neither of them have elemental crystals. Well, Allie can make elemental crystals, but they won't activate when it comes to her or her sister. On to the final part of discussion, elemental crystals. You might be wondering, Ollie, what are elemental crystals? Unless you know me, and if you do, shush. Either way, elemental crystals are a power source in the world of Enchanted. These allow regular people with regular abilities to be able to things that you probably couldn't imagine happening if you didn't have that crystal. For example, Ivan can create bubbles of water when he wants to because of him having a water crystal, or immediately light a fire with her fire crystal. Or Emmy can make plants grow around her with her plant crystal. I think you get the point. Elemental crystals allow regular people to have elemental abilities, and with those elemental abilities, they can do amazing things regular people can only dream of being able to do. And with those powers, they have a lot of responsibilities. But one of those responsibilities sometimes is running a district. Most district leaders have an elemental crystal, and if they don't, they have subordinates that do. It's actually a very common occurrence for people with power related to the district have that district's elemental crystal. I mean by that district's elemental crystal, I don't mean they can walk into a store and buy one. No, they have a element that is the same as the district they come from. Like Emmy is from the plant district, and she has a plant crystal. Is from the fire district, she has a fire crystal. Ivan is from the water district, he has a water crystal. Those people seem to be some kind of connection to the people in their district. But when it comes to many districts, that doesn't always align. Like the leader of the Moon District, there is no set element for anyone in that district because there is not a moon element. Lightning is a close coming up. Character that is not revealed yet has that kind of crystal, and he is part of the Moon Guard. But the Moon Guard is not an official district. It does not have an element. Elements without districts associated with them. Sure, the Moon Guard can somewhat be associated with electricity, but that doesn't mean that that is their element. There can be people in the Moon Guard that have fire, people that have water, people that have plant, people that have electric. There is no requirement for being in the Moon Guard of having an element. That is not a requirement for being a part of it. That is how it works in the Moon Guard. You either have an element or you don't, or if you do, it doesn't need to match. It just helps if you have an element. You don't need to have one. There are people in the Moon District that have no elemental ability at all. It's even rare for people in the actual guards to have those elemental abilities. And the people in the guards that do are usually commanders. They are high standing when they have elements. So when it comes to those guards that have elemental crystals, they are looked up highly upon, even if they aren't the best. And it is very debated on how people get these elemental crystals. But a running theory for all the people in this world is they come from the world or the Feywild, as some call it. But they would be partly correct in those assumptions. They do come from creatures from the Feywild, but only specific ones that have those abilities, that have been trained in those abilities. Not every person from the Feyworld, not every Fey can create those crystals. That is still ability with them. And those abilities can come in many different forms. Master crystals, which take a bit more skill to learn how to master for someone that can create those types of crystals. but it can be mastered by them. And when it is very nice for controlling elemental abilities that are out of control. It can help a lot for creatures in the Fey world that have out of control elemental abilities, because people in the Fey realm, at least most or some at least, have natural elemental abilities, not mattering what species they come from. Their elemental abilities are natural, and they sometimes don't have full control over them. This is where capture crystals come in crazily handy. Used to capture the magical off-drift, but after that, people don't usually know what to do with them. I mean, it's a very rare occurrence if a Fae can control that. It is an unpredictable substance. It is uncontrollable. Yet, it makes me wonder. I wonder if someone in this world of Enchanted can control that substance, and they can obtain those abilities. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more content like this, or you just really love the story of Enchanted, I suggest hitting the subscribe button, and hopefully I will continue the post and not forget I have a channel once again. Oops there. Well, either way, I hope you enjoyed the